friends. Welcome to this second episode of Passion, Purpose, and Plexus. Again, I am your host, Luther Harris, and I'm here with my friend, Ian Thurber. Ian joins us from the sunny Orlando, Florida. He's a 34-year-old firefighter paramedic in the Orlando area, and we're going to dive right into his story. So, Ian, what brings you to Plexus?
What brings me to Plexus? Awesome question. And it's a little different. So like you said, man, I'm a firefighter out here in Orlando. Been one for the past 15 years or so. Got a beautiful family God has blessed me with. I know we were talking earlier, just an 8-year-old son, and my bride is pregnant with our daughter, who's due in July. So God is growing our family, and it's been an incredible trip, man.
Yeah.
It's been incredible already. So this story to Plexus, I'll try not to ramble, but I love my job as a firefighter. I really do. I love it. I felt passionate about it, felt called to it for sure, coming right out of high school. And like I said, that's how I met my wife during all that. My mother-in-law actually hooked us up together. She was one of the nurses in the hospitals that I was dropping patients off to, and she hooked us up. So thank God for that, because it was she was playing matchmaker, and it worked out in my favor, and I can't thank her enough for that, for sure. But as much as I love the fire department, man, I really something as our family started to grow, as our son was born, I knew there was going to be things that I needed that, based off of my schedule. I work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. I knew there was going to be some sacrifices involved with that. So, but as he started getting a little older and I started missing more things, I missed his first steps. I missed his first laugh. I missed their first trip to Disney, and the things that I had told myself I was going to be prepared for, that I was okay with. That was just part of the job. You're going to miss a couple things here and there. I started realizing I wasn't okay missing those things, and it really started to get to me. But I kind of just told myself that it was fine. It was just kind of the way it was. It is what it is. Not really being honest with myself with how much it bothered me, right?
Yeah.
So as the years kept going, and the economy started taking turns and everything like that, it started being harder to kind of get ahead. So as much as I love the fire department, as much as I love and am grateful for my job and what I do, it's not enough. It's enough to barely put food on the table. And unless I'm willing to work, I already find myself working, 48 hours straight away from my family, just to kind of help pad the paycheck enough to make it, from pay period to pay period. And I'm not willing to spend any more time away than that, just to try to make some extra money. I was like, you know what, especially with our daughter coming in July, something's got to change. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be some change. And I finally had to start being real with myself about what I was willing to give up to provide for my family, and what I was willing to do to provide for my family.
Yeah.
And it was just like, God really just kind of showed me. He's like, there was always I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm horrible with like sayings. I don't know if pipe dream is the right word for it, but there was always something, in the back of my mind, who everyone's like, oh man, working from home would be, the best thing to happen, or being able to stay home and do, whatever work would be ideal, right? So that way I didn't have to get up and leave my family for so long. But that's to me, that's all it was. It was just not in the cards for me, I guess you're saying.
Right.
But a couple of years ago, man, I felt a calling to, like, okay, this is something I need to look into maybe a little more seriously now. This is something I feel like God's shifting my focus to be like, okay, the fire department was cool. You did a lot of things there. You were able to be a part of a lot of stuff. But with this blessing of growing your family, I think you also need to grow outside your comfort zone and think of different ways to to provide and actually fulfill this calling, of being present with your family.
Mm.
Um, so that being said, I tried a couple different ventures over the past year, especially. I worked with a different company similar to Plexus. I got my real estate license, and I tried that, which I still have and I still kind of do here and there. But I quickly found out that that's still a lot of time, like out away from your family, trying to do work, trying to do the footwork, the showings, trying to get your name out. And I was like, man, this is like, I'm learning a lot, whether it's good or bad. I'm learning a lot about what I do and what I don't want to do. And um, I don't know, it was getting frustrating because it just wasn't clicking. I felt for sure now that this is where God was leading me, was to find something in a way that I can provide for my family and be able to stay home. Because my wife has health issues too, and it's kind of hard sometimes when those flare up and I'm at work, and um, just extra stress of having more kids at home and stuff like that. So enter Plexus, believe it or not. Andrew and Allie. I've known Andrew for the past 2 or 3 years, man. Speak to him every single day. We were part of an online men's group together, and that's how we got connected.
Yeah.
We actually got randomly teamed up by the leadership there to walk through a kind of like it was called a red scorpion training. It was like a physical and spiritual kind of challenge that went hand in hand for like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So we got randomly paired up to do it together with a group of 4 other guys. And 2 years later, our group of 5 talks every single day, man. The bond with those guys and the bond with Andrew has been incredible. So obviously, throughout the years that, I've heard him and Allie, talk about Plexus and their job and everything like that. And just kind of kept going, didn't think much of it. And then about a year ago, my wife actually started on the products because she had her gallbladder removed and
Mm.
she had really bad allergies. So Allie was speaking to her and was like, I really think you should, try some of these products out to help. And she did. She, started on the triplex and saw great improvement, not only with her allergies, which she's allergic to like everything. It was after we moved into this house, we found out she's allergic to the huge oak tree that's like right in our front yard.
Wow.
so, so that, that was a huge deal because, now she's waking up every morning just completely just stuffed up, head pressure,
Yeah.
feeling horrible and everything. But so she was on the triplex for a few months, man, and those symptoms cleared up right away. The indigestion and the bloating and the stomach pain she'd have after eating because of the gallbladder didn't
Mm.
deal with that anymore.
Wow.
And yeah, so uh, about a year later, I was like, okay, I held out. That's part of my pride still. I was like, I can figure this out on my own, And I was trying to be maybe a little too macho about it, but she kept taking the products and loving it, and Andrew and Allie kept, I'm sure, biding their time for the right moment. And then he finally reached out to me a couple months ago, and he's like, "Hey, man, I know your heart. I know what you're trying to do to provide for your family, to stay at home. I know you've heard us talk about this. Let's sit and let's actually talk about Plexus and what it could do for you and your family. You've already seen, with the products, what it's done for your wife. So let's have a call together, me, my wife, Andrew, Allie." So we sat down, we had a Zoom call, and they told us a little bit about their story and everything. Um, and my wife just looked at me and she's like, this is
Mm.
something we should do, like, together. This is something we could do. Because the other company I was with, I was kind of doing it myself, just trying to
Right.
figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
Um, and
So
I
what
was
were
like,
things for you? What were some of the things, those things for you, or you said earlier, it was like, I was holding out. I was holding out. Like, what were things that you were trying to fix, that you were like, oh, I'm gonna hold out. I can do it myself. Like that you've seen those improvements.
um, I guess it was really just a pride thing. So I'm very like 100%. I'm very loyal when it comes to like people I work for or work with.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
so yeah, the guy that I was working with before, it was just like he was the one who first introduced me to to the job and everything like that, and the possibility of working from home. So I was like, oh well, I haven't really been doing it that long. I'm just gonna try to, I wasn't going anywhere, by the way, with that other company. I was just like, I'm just gonna try to muscle through it, and just kind of push through it. It was more of a pride thing, I guess, than than anything. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It made sense to join with Plexus,
Yeah.
seeing what it did for my wife, and then I started using the products. Same thing for me. My allergy symptoms went away. My bloating, I used to have horrible like bloating and gas after I ate. That stopped. I can finally start seeing my abs again, which is crazy because I was like a skinny guy with no abs. It was driving me nuts, and I couldn't figure it out. So
Awesome.
yeah, so that's been great, and the energy levels have been great. Man, dude, I was on 700 to 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day, just to freaking, yeah,
Oh,
just to like get through the day, bro. And obviously, I was feeling like crap for it. I just told myself, I just need, more caffeine to get through the day. It's fine, because work. I'm at a very busy station with my fire department, so the ability for us to be up all night, or the likelihood of us being up all night, are pretty high for that. But shoot, man, since starting this, I started using the active line, and since my gut started fixing itself, man, I'm at maybe 200 milligrams of caffeine now with the active, and maybe a cup of coffee throughout the day, and I feel great. I used to have like thoughts just running rampant in my head, couldn't get my thoughts straight. It was hard to concentrate. That's gone. I've never been able to feel like peace and quiet in my head for years. And I'm
wow.
able to concentrate and think straight. And it's just been a game changer, man. On top of that, doing that with good friends, knowing that my wife's involved, meeting you and so many other awesome people who just have loved and challenged and pushed us from the start, and just genuinely want to see us succeed, has been just such a game changer. It's been such a blessing already.
That's incredible, man. And so I think anybody listening to this is going to hear your heart for people, right? And I think the beautiful part about what you're doing here at Plexus is, you have the heart of a firefighter, right? You have the heart to go in and save and help people. Being a paramedic, right? You see health issues all the time, and now you get to offer people an alternative to 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 the consequences, right? And you still get to help people. So can you speak to how that kind of fits into who you are?
Oh man, it's really the driving cause behind it. Like you said, it's the whole reason I chose fire service in the first place, or I felt led to it, is because I wanted to make a difference and wanted to help. And in one capacity or another, I've been in the fitness industry as well since 2015, and really taking charge of my health and helping other people take charge of their health, and just wanting to see people live their best life, especially since every third day I'm around a lot of people who don't, or who can't, or who just you know make life choices that put them in poor physical and mental health,
Mhm.
and just trying to really having a heart that's like, that doesn't have to be, you don't, you can live a full healthy life, and then going years and years and years focusing on diet and exercise, which are super important as well, and then just diving into Plexus and reading about it, and reading about, gosh, dude, I've done so much research on the since starting this, as to the effects of your gut health, and just how it affects literally every other system in your body,
Every aspect.
bro. And like, I made a list of all the videos I want to make, of like every little thing that it deals with, just to help get the word out. And I can't even tell you how long that list is. But then just being like, this is, people don't talk about this. Like, for as important as this is, for as much as this has to do with just everything else, people don't know about it. People don't talk about it. This fitness industry isn't talking about it. A lot of the health industry isn't talking about it. Why the heck not? Because this is like the untapped potential of living your best and healthiest life, and people just aren't don't know about it or aren't talking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's I was talking to I was actually talking to my mother-in-law just about how once you get into like we had looked at another opportunity as well, and my sister-in-law had bought some stuff from that, from when we were doing that little opportunity, and she dropped it off today. It was over, I mean, 2 years ago. She dropped them off today. I was like, you know what, man, I'm curious because even in that organization, they tout all natural, they tout all of these things, right? Um, and I looked at just start reading the label, and I'm like, nope,
No.
nope, nope, nope. It's like these are not good for you. And it's just the beauty of learning and truly being able to help people on a truly natural journey to heal, to help to heal your gut and balance your gut. And that, like you said, the benefits of that are numerous, right? And so, hopefully, as you know, as we continue, just hopefully just educating people on the benefits, the long-term benefits of gut health, right? And so we share the same heart when it comes to helping people, one, and two, we share the exact same heart on being home with our families and being present fathers, man. Congratulations on that little girl, dude. It's nothing
Thank
like it,
you.
like it. And so, if do you have anything else that you want to share with our audience today? You gave us your why earlier. You kind of talked about what Plexus has done for you. Is there any thing that you want to speak to one more time for the fathers out there who may be like you, who are looking for an opportunity?
Yeah, man, it's just this it's kind of scary at first to think about doing this as a way to provide, because there's a lot of bad stigma out there, and there's a lot of, I guess you could say, products out there that say one thing and do another. But the more you look into just the more you look into Plexus, the more you realize that it's the natural way is the best way to go. I mean, it's for your body, right? So what you put into your body's going to use, and your body's going to become whatever you put into it. What's
Mhm.
better than natural, And almost even more important than that is the fact that if you have a calling to be home and be present in your kids' lives, like, this gives you that opportunity. And not to say that, there are obviously fathers that work full-time jobs and everything that are still present and still provide for their families and still love their families. And man, I love seeing that. I love hearing that, no matter what your job is. If you show up for your family, you're there for your kids, you prioritize them, you are a part of their life. That just makes me so happy, dude. Because with the area I work in with the fire department, I don't see a lot of that. It's absent fathers or no fathers or multiple fathers, and it's it's heartbreaking and it's frustrating to see. So to hear you talk about your passion for your family and your love for your family, and to any of the other dads out there who are just crushing it, working maybe 60, 70, 80 hours a week, but are like, man, there's got to be something else, there's got to be something different, I'm already missing too much of my kids' lives. And as you know, man, it goes by so fast. Like, they tell you that, before you have kids, they're like, oh, you'll see, it'll go by fast. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. It's that people say that, but no, it freaking goes by so fast. They were 100% right when they told us that. This is an incredible opportunity. It is not only to be able to help other people, which, I mean, that alone is such a good feeling in and of itself, and the opportunity to stay home and be present and just not miss out on things with your kids and with your family is huge. Um, the people and the community is huge. They truly, truly, truly want to see you succeed. They want to see you be present. They it's just so good, man. They want the best for you, and they want you to be able to provide the best for other people.
Man, I can 100% attest to that, man. This community has brought so much to my wife and I. just as from a growth standpoint, right? My wife is naturally an introvert, but now she is she's out there, man, and she is confident and bold and like, oh, like just all of these things and like stuff that we see, things that we see in each other that are now just coming to fruition, and it's just such a blessing to see, man. And so thank you. I just want to thank you for being willing to share today. Your story is incredible. And I know your heart and your passion for people, your heart and your passion for your family, combined with this opportunity is going to take you a long way, man. So I'm just really excited to see all the things that you'll do in and through this. So thanks again. And until next time, this is Passion, Purpose, and Plexus. We hope you guys have a great day.